3 weeks later, I find myself back in Bromley. Not for the SL5, but it does have a companion, wahey! The only difference is that it's bigger and longer than it, if that makes sense. And it also uses MBFLs and runs up to Thamesmead. It's time for another Loopy review of the SL3. The SL3 runs from Thamesmead to Bromley North and encounters Abbey Wood, Bexleyheath, Sidcup and Chislehurst en route. Launched on the 24th of February 2024, this is the 8th official Superloop route to be introduced. Like the other SL routes that came before, the SL3 is based off of stopping route 269, which runs between Bromley and Bexleyheath, although the SL3 was granted a 4-mile extension further to Thamesmead to provide better links there. This route also holds the title for being the second longest Superloop route, the distance from Thamesmead to Bromley being a startling 14 miles. Currently, Stagecoach London operate this route from their site in Bromley and uses new route masters or Boris buses, which were transferred in from Stamford Brook Garage following the loss of Route 9 in January earlier this year. I don't know why this batch particularly were transferred in, but I'm guessing it's to do with age difference, hence why, just so you know, not all LTs are the same age. They weren't built in the same time period. Different batches, different time periods. Now, as for the LTs, there's not much to write home about them. Don't get me wrong, the Superloop livery on them looks amazing. Look at this and look at a normal LT. World of difference. But mechanically, they're just standard, really. Just standard old LTs, isn't they? Now, due to their impressively ridiculous turning circle, watching an LT straddle itself between any small gap in a road is very, very nerve-wracking and interesting at the same time. Just watch this. Hats off to the drivers for tackling those tight turns. Aside from Route 269, the SL3 also supports Route 229, which runs between Thamesmead and Queen Mary's Hospital, which the SL3 just happens to serve as well. So all of you out there that are still using the 229 to get to QM Hospital, just get the SL3, alright? But seriously, on a real note, please don't be using this route as some next level ambulance service, okay? That's not what it's here for, okay? After setting off from Abbey Wood, one thing I was quick to notice is how quickly the SL3 gets from stop to stop. Getting from Abbey Wood to Bexleyheath alone took about 10-15 minutes. That was impressive. You wouldn't get that on a 422, and that takes a completely different route to get to Bexleyheath itself, but just that alone just tells you that this route was already making progress. It was going places. Yes, yeah. So, after leaving Bexleyheath Library, things started to get very fun for me indeed. You see, I'm a person who likes a route with lots of hills and inclines and windy roads, and the area of Bexley just happened to be the place for that. So as we're going through Blendon and Bexley and Hurst Road, my SL3 is tackling every curve and corner in sight, and it was just honestly fantastic. Hands down, I'm going to say it now, That was my best part of the route. And for a 3-mile dead run from Bexley Heath to Sidcup Station, honestly, it was actually so good. I liked it. And my bus actually tackled some of those hills with great ease. Going down, that is. I'm not sure about going up. As the day went on, the pressure of the Chislehurst traffic began to take its toll on the SL3, leading to many turns and dead runs throughout the day. Needless to say though, I was expecting this, but not to this degree. I mean, every 5 minutes a blooming bus was curtailed to Sidcup or Chislehurst or Bexley Heath. Oh. The other thing I noticed on the first day was how much more superior the SL3 looked compared to the SL5. I mean, when stood side by side, those MBFLs look like gods, don't they? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, I'm not hating on the situation. In fact, I find it kind of cute, I can't lie. But honestly, those two stood together side by side. Remind me of that computer and mouse out of that Direct Line advert. If you know, you know. But I tried to take a picture on the first day, but fate was not having it. So next time you happen to be in Bromley and you happen to be within the vicinity of the bus station and they happen to be stood side by side, take a photo, please, and share it. Still don't believe me over the Chislehurst drama? Then let me tell you about my slightly infuriating wait at Bromley Station. So I look up at the indicator, 7 minutes for my bus, and I'm like, decent, cool. We're probably getting somewhere now. But I really underestimated the Chislehurst traffic. I mean, I was expecting traffic, but not to this multitude, like, at all. And during those 7 minutes of waiting, at least 3 SL3s had pulled into the bus station, some of which you're seeing now. And it was just chaos, honestly. And not that alone, but people at the bus stop were, the word was getting out about the new route and people were eager to try it out and see if it was going to improve their journey times. And within that 7 minutes, a big crowd had formed at the bus stop. Like, people were waiting for this bus. And because of all that nonsense going on at Chislehurst, it really just sort of, ricocheted into everything, ricocheted into the service throughout the day. And yeah, by the time the 7 minutes were up, it changed to 14 minutes. So yeah, we had to wait at least 20 minutes for an SL3 to rock up and take us back. Yeah, Bromley got done a number that day. But seriously, hats off to Bromley for doing their best. I mean, I'm sure things are improved now, but yeah, it was quite a day. So, about 3 stops into our journey up to Thamesmead, our driver made an announcement. The only trouble was we couldn't really hear him due to the speakers being either on mute or very busted. which isn't great at all, is it, when you're trying to communicate with your passengers? This happened a good 3 or 4 times, and I kept trying to listen out for what he was saying, but nothing. I mean, the tone went off, but couldn't hear anything. But yeah, as for our bus making it to Thamesmead, that wasn't the case, because we got booted off at Bexley Heath Library. Yep. Right, time for my ratings. So, I'm going to give the SL3 a 9.5 out of 10. I know. Considering all the stuff I've just said, seriously, I do think this is a decent route. It's already packing so many benefits. Quick connections to train stations, supports a ton of routes in the Bexley Heath, Sidcup and Chislehurst areas, and it's just quick. It's a 269 that stops less, isn't it? So, of course it's going to be great. Despite my first day hiccups, I mean, that was bound to happen anyway. But I think the Chislehurst traffic really just put a bummer in everything. But yeah, 9.5 out of 10. I'm pretty proud to say that. However, in spite of all the first day calamity, I do have high hopes for the SL3. No, really, I do. I don't rate routes like these 9.5 out of 10 for nothing. Especially now with the DLR extension coming into light. So if this does get the go-ahead, or the green light, just think of the further multitude of benefits this could serve to people in the Thamesmead area. Also, it would kind of create a link with the SL2 without having to get off another train and get a bus and then get another train and all that fuss. But really, it would be a game changer for people in Thamesmead. So, you may have spotted Jeff Marshall in the background there. That's because I just happened to bump into him, right place, right time, on the day. Yeah, he went out sampling the route as well. It was nice meeting you, Jeff. It really was. Nice surprise. And Roger was there too. Nice to see you. But yeah, it was a lovely surprise. Last time I checked, I'm pretty sure the R7 didn't go to Annerley. So, just one more to go, and the loop's complete! Hooray! Oh, I can't wait for the SL2. That's going to be exciting. A full loop. Honestly, it took a while, but we got there, didn't we? Anyway, if you did enjoy this route review, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment below. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. So, before you all click off this video, I've got a question for you all. You ready? How many ways from Bexley Heath can you get to Woolwich? Is it A, 2, B, 6, C, 4, or D, 7? Comment below.